So another very confusing topic is the concept of lung stress and lung strain. So when you want to understand these topics of lung stress and lung strain, the simplest analogy is the analogy of a rubber band. So now the amount of force or the pressure I'm applying to stress this rubber band is the stress on the rubber band. And the change of the shape or the stretching of the rubber band which is happening is the strain of the rubber band. To make it simpler in terms of mechanical ventilation, if I define it, lung stress is the force per unit area of the lung tissue. So it is the pressure that the alveolar tissue is experiencing when you're delivering a breath. So the easiest surrogate or the closest surrogate to a lung stress is the transpulmonary pressure and not the plateau pressure. So let me give you another example. So if there is a cycle tire and a truck tire, if I am going to deliver a pressure or a force to inflate a cycle tire and a truck tire, the stress that will be experienced by the cycle tire will be much more than a truck tire because the cycle tire has comparatively less compliance as compared to a truck tire. Now coming to the concept of strain. The strain is the change in the lung volume which is happening when you are applying the pressure to deliver a tidal volume or a tidal breath. For example, if I say in a healthy lung there is a baseline volume or a FRC of 2500 or a resting lung volume of 2500 and I deliver a tidal breath of 500 ml, then the strain which is experienced by this lung is going to be the change in the volume, that is the tidal breath, divided by the resting lung volume, that is 500 divided by 2500, which is going to be 0.2. Whereas in an ARDS lung, wherein there is heterogeneity in the lung and most of the lung is collapsed and probably only the baby lung is inflated or allowing to get inflated, the resting lung volume that is there in this lung is only 500. Now if I am going to deliver a tidal breath of 500 ml, then the strain is going to be 500 by 500, that is equal to 1, which is 5 times more that was being experienced by a healthy lung. So this is the baby lung concept which was explained by late Professor Gattinoni. If I want to explain you in clarity the concept of lung strain, let me take an example of a walnut, a brown dried coconut and a green coconut. Now if I am going to hit with an hammer all three of them, the walnut is going to crush into pieces, the brown dried coconut probably will break into two pieces and the green water filled coconut will probably have no change in its volume, or the strain which is experienced by the walnut is the maximum compared to the strain which is experienced by the green coconut. So this is what is the basic concept that we need to understand. So strain is the stretch, stress is the pressure, and both of them are linearly related. If you want any more clarity, let me know.